The United States of America stands today as a global superpower. Its influence spans the globe, touching every continent and shaping the course of history. But America's path to dominance was not preordained. It was a journey forged in the fires of adversity, marked by moments of both triumph and tragedy. The seeds of American power were sown long before the 20th century. The nation's founding ideals of liberty, equality, and opportunity provided fertile ground for growth. Waves of immigrants, drawn by the promise of a better life, fueled America's expansion. They brought with them a diversity of talents, cultures, and aspirations that would enrich the nation's fabric. The Industrial Revolution transformed America into an economic powerhouse. Factories hummed with activity, producing goods that flooded domestic and international markets. The nation's vast natural resources provided the raw materials for this industrial might. However, it was World War II that truly catapulted the United States onto the world stage. The war tested America's resolve, its industrial capacity, and its commitment to freedom. In the crucible of conflict, the United States emerged as a global leader, its destiny forever intertwined with the fate of nations around the world. December 7, 1941, marked a turning point in American history. The surprise attack on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese Empire shocked the nation. Images of burning battleships and fallen servicemen seared into the collective consciousness. Before Pearl Harbor, the U.S. sought to remain neutral. The attack shattered any illusions of isolation. President Roosevelt declared war on Japan. America's entry transformed the conflict into a global struggle. The Pacific theater of World War II was a vast and unforgiving battleground. Spanning thousands of miles of ocean, islands, and jungles, it witnessed some of the most brutal fighting in human history. The United States, allied with Australia, New Zealand, and other nations, faced a formidable foe in the Japanese Empire. Japan's military, fueled by a militant nationalism and a belief in its own racial superiority, had swept across Asia and the Pacific in a series of lightning conquests. Their goal was to establish a greater East Asia co-prosperity sphere under their dominion. The Pacific War was characterized by its unique challenges. Island-hopping campaigns, amphibious assaults, and fierce jungle warfare tested the limits of human endurance. The vast distances involved posed logistical nightmares. Despite these obstacles, the United States Navy, under the leadership of Admiral Chester Nimitz, gradually gained control of the sea lanes. American submarines, aircraft carriers, and battleships inflicted heavy losses on the Japanese fleet. The battles of Midway, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa were pivotal in the Pacific War. Midway was a decisive victory, crippling the Japanese fleet. Iwo Jima's flag raising symbolized resilience. Okinawa was the largest and bloodiest battle, paving the way for Allied victory. Section 5. The Manhattan Project, Forging a New Era. While battles raged in the Pacific, a secret scientific endeavor was underway in the United States that would alter the course of history. The Manhattan Project, a top-secret program launched in 1939, brought together some of the world's brightest minds to develop a weapon of unprecedented destructive power, the atomic bomb. The project was driven by the fear that Nazi Germany was developing its own atomic weapon. Scientists, many of whom were refugees from Nazi persecution, understood the potential consequences of such a weapon falling into the wrong hands. The Manhattan Project was a massive undertaking, requiring enormous resources, scientific ingenuity, and absolute secrecy. Research and development took place at multiple sites across the United States, including Los Alamos, New Mexico, where the first atomic bomb was tested. The scientists involved in the Manhattan Project grappled with the ethical implications of their work. They understood the immense power they were unleashing and the potential for catastrophic consequences. Section 6. The Atomic Dawn, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and the End of an Empire. On August 6, 1945, the world entered the atomic age. An American B-29 bomber, the Enola Gay, dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. The explosion obliterated the city's center, instantly killing tens of thousands. 3 days later, a second bomb was dropped on Nagasaki. The devastation was equally horrific. The bombings remained the only use of nuclear weapons in warfare. The decision to use the bombs was controversial, debated ever since. Some argue it was necessary to force Japan's surrender. Others contend Japan was already on the verge of surrender. The use of atomic bombs had profound consequences. It ushered in the nuclear age, defined by the threat of nuclear annihilation. Section 7. Post-war ascendancy, economic boom, and global leadership. In the aftermath of World War II, the United States emerged as a global superpower. The war had devastated much of Europe and Asia, leaving the United States as the world's dominant economic and military power. The American economy, fueled by wartime production and a surge in consumer demand, experienced an unprecedented boom. The Marshall Plan, a massive aid program to rebuild war-torn Europe, helped to solidify American influence in the region. The United States also took the lead in establishing a new international order. The United Nations, founded in 1945, was envisioned as a forum for international cooperation and the prevention of future wars. The Bretton Woods system, established in 1944, created a new global financial order with the US dollar as its cornerstone. The Cold War, which pitted the United States against the Soviet Union in a global ideological struggle, further cemented America's role as a superpower. The United States, committed to containing the spread of communism, built a vast military alliance system through NATO and provided economic and military aid to countries around the world. Section 8. The legacy of a superpower shaping the world stage. America's rise to superpower status has had a profound and lasting impact on the world. The nation's economic, military, and cultural influence is felt in every corner of the globe. The United States has been a major driver of technological innovation, from the development of the internet to advances in medicine and space exploration. American popular culture, including music, movies, and television, has spread throughout the world, influencing tastes and trends. The United States has also played a leading role in shaping the international system, promoting democracy, human rights, and free trade. American foreign policy, though often controversial, has been a major factor in global affairs. However, America's superpower status has also come with costs. The nation has been involved in numerous military interventions around the world, some of which have been costly and controversial. The United States has also been criticized for its role in global inequality and environmental degradation. Section 9. American resilience, the strength of an idea. Throughout its history, the United States has demonstrated remarkable resilience. From its founding to its emergence as a global superpower, America has overcome obstacles. The nation's founding ideals are key to its resilience. Liberty, equality, and opportunity inspire hope and progress. These ideals motivate Americans to strive for a better future. Diversity enriches American culture and fuels innovation. The nation of immigrants is adaptable and resilient. Section 10. The Price of Power. Reflections on America's Journey. America's rise to superpower status has not been without its challenges and contradictions. The nation has grappled with issues of race, inequality, and injustice throughout its history. The legacy of slavery and segregation continues to cast a shadow on American society. The United States has also been criticized for its role in global affairs. Some argue that the nation has been too quick to use its military might, intervening in conflicts where its interests were not at stake. Others contend that the United States has not done enough to address global poverty, inequality, and climate change. As the United States moves forward in the 21st century, it faces new challenges. The rise of new global powers such as China is reshaping the geopolitical landscape. Domestically, the nation is grappling with political polarization, economic inequality, and social divisions. Section 11. Conclusion: America's enduring impact. The United States of America's journey to becoming a superpower is a complex and multifaceted story. It is a tale of triumph and tragedy, of innovation and resilience, of leadership and responsibility. America's rise to global prominence was shaped by a confluence of factors, including its founding ideals, its vast natural resources, its industrial might, and its willingness to engage in global affairs. The nation's victory in World War II, though costly, cemented its status as a superpower. As the United States moves forward in the 21st century, it will need to draw upon its strengths, confront its challenges, and adapt to a changing world. The decisions made by American leaders and citizens in the years to come will have a profound impact on the nation's future and the fate of the world. The story of America is still being written, The nation's legacy as a superpower will ultimately be judged by its ability to live up to its ideals, to promote peace and prosperity, and to leave a better world for future generations.